Good morning. Hi, how are you? It's Caroline from Complete Fitness and Wellbeing with your Friday morning 5 moves in 5 minutes. And as it's Friday, it means it's balance and strength, which we do every Friday at 8 o'clock. We work on about 7 or 8 moves we do every week so we can see our progressions and adapt them as we progress or regress depending on what's going on. And then we add a couple of other movements in just for a bit of variety to challenge balance and strength. So all the workouts are designed for us going through our midlife and preparing for going forward again in our later years. And balance really is an important one of that. We're probably doing more than we think throughout the day, but sometimes we could tune into it and really notice and work on what needs to be worked on, really. So if you're going to join in, please make sure you're feeling fit and well. And as always, you're only going to do what's suitable for you, your health, your abilities. If in doubt, leave it out. I'm not sure. Again, could always adapt. And as we are working on balance, you might want something close by just to have to hold on to, whether it's the wall, back of a chair, so you feel more comfortable. Again, just basically where you're starting from. So always make sure you've got what you need to hand. And as always, clear safe space. Certainly with a balance, we don't want any sort of trip hazards above, below or around. I'm going to start off showing you 2 moves that we do every week. First one, we're going to start with our tiptoe bend lower, then our heel toe walk. Now you can use a weight for some of these moves, or it can all be done body weight. I'm going to use a weight for 2 of these because it just adds that little bit extra, but don't need to at all. So I'm going to set the timer 45 seconds. Holding my weight, I'm starting feet hip width apart. And all I'm going to do is come up onto my tiptoes. That could be enough, and back down again. But on my tiptoes, and then can I gently bend my knees, push my hips back, lower my heels down and straighten. So tiptoe, bend, lower, straighten. And if you think about all the movement, all the muscles, the joints, the bones we're using, we're doing a lot in quite a subtle movement. It doesn't look a lot. So coming up onto the tiptoes, so onto the balls of the feet, the toes are extending. We then bend, we're hinging at the hips, knees are bending, lowering down, straightening. So all those joints working. And again, all the muscles in between. So there we go, buzzer time. Next, we're going to do heel to toe, heel to toe. So changing our gait as we walk. Usually we tend to walk probably hip width apart or some variation on that, depending on our stance. But can we begin to walk heel to toe? So we are sensing the change. We've got a less amount of range to walk forward in because we are literally bringing the heels to the toe. So I'm just walking forward, looking straight ahead. So I've got a focal point. And then I'm going to walk backwards. So how does that feel? If you don't want to walk backwards, maybe carry on walking forward. Or something like practice. Just standing, taking one leg behind. And we can just play around going forward and back. Again, holding something, the weight or not. If we want to progress it, maybe we start looking left to right as we move. And as you can see, that changes the dynamics a little bit. So again, we'll work to where we're at. Then we're going to do just a little bit of mobility. We also do a little bit of mobility on the lower body. So today I'm going to bring my leg up, and then all we're going to do is wiggle from the top of the hip. So bringing the knee up, the knee's not doing anything, but I'm getting movement through my hip. So we're thinking about creating that movement and space at the top of the bone, top of the leg bone, into that hip socket. Now again, also I'm balancing straight away. I've got my left foot doing the work. If that was too much, I could have my knee bent behind and wiggle. And if that was too much, having both feet on the floor and just gently rotating around. So we're creating some movement in that hip, which again, for when we are walking, moving, we want that mobility so that if we've got to suddenly stop or move in a different direction, the hips want to do that too. But it's always working to your range. From here are a couple of moves that we're going to do to add some variety and strength. So we have got, with my lightweight, so I'm going to use a lightweight for this one, single leg balance, and my right knee is going to be hovering. I'm going to take my right arm out, so a front lateral raise, then bringing my arm forward to a front raise, and then a sort of hammer curl shoulder press. So I'm getting some arm work in. Then I'm going to pass the weight behind me and repeat on the other side. So out to the side, out to the front, curl, press, and then pass behind. Now the whole time my left leg is really working to stabilize me. Big toe, little toe, heel of the foot, that sort of tripod effect, but I can feel my calf muscles, everything having to work really hard. Whilst my upper body is getting a little bit of workout through the arms and the shoulders. And pause. Again, we could do that with just body weight, so not holding anything, but getting that movement. The movement then will help and work on that balance, so the body's got to adjust. And then from here, we're going to just do some lunges, but again, it's going to work that hip we just mobilised. Don't have to hold a weight, but I'm just going to hold one. I'm going to go into a front lunge, come back, side lunge, go back, reverse lunge, go back even more, curtsy lunge. Now again, they're all options. It all depends how you feel about lunges. Do you do them? What are they like on your knees and your hips? Again, we can adjust. It might be you don't like a forward lunge, don't do it. We can, again, adapt the movement. So from here, again, and your depth, we don't have to go low. We could just go forward, side, back, and across with very little bend or sort of lunging. And then we would do the other side as well. So there we go, 5 moves in 5 minutes to challenge our balance on our regular patterns that we do, so we can see how we progress, and then just adding different movements to challenge even further. So I hope that was somehow. Let me know how you get on. What's your balance like? What balance moves do you practice? Do you practice standing on one leg while you clean your teeth or while the kettle's boiling? I'd love to know. Any messages? If you want to let me know, drop me a message and then I'll be in touch. And if you want to join a class, again, let me know as well. Have a super day. It's Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll be back next week with some more 5 moves in 5 minutes. So I will see you then. Take care.